Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as the one-hand mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. Today we are working on a Troy-Bilt Vortex 2490, and today I want to show you, in my opinion, how to start and operate it. This is a 277cc, basically almost about a 9 horsepower engine. And the first thing you want to do, if you purchase this brand new or used, you want to check the oil, and that is right here. And if you're wondering what oil you take, normally there's a sticker on the machine. This one says it takes 5W30. Just going to turn it about a quarter turn. It's going to come on out, and we just changed the oil on this so it's very clean, but you just want to make sure you're between the high and the low. I would say in the middle of that bar graph should be good. Now this one does have a little quirk to it on the dipstick, is that there's two little nubbies there and there's one on the other side, and if you don't put it back where it came from, you can actually not put it in correctly, or you can get it stuck. So just be careful, make sure you line up the holes, quarter turn in, bring it back out again. This one should be on the top dot, and it is. It's very hard to see that, it's so clear, but it is on the top dot, which is good. Gas tank is here. I highly recommend if you guys start using the Aspen 4. Now, this is just my opinion, is a non-ethanol fuel, it's 92 octane. This will stay fresh up to 5 years in the container, and easy 2 years in your machine, and you'll stop having any carburetor issues if you're here, because your machine won't start. Okay, so here we have the electric starter. You're going to try to use nothing thinner than a 16 gauge extension cord. It's going to be a 3-prong extension cord. It's going to plug in right here. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. You're going to come around to the red button and push it for a few seconds, and that's it. This is just here to help you spin the engine over quickly, as the electric starter does not actually start the machine. It just spins the engine over, and it helps a lot when the engine is very cold and the oil is very thick. So right off the bat, before you actually get it running and warmed up, this is the electric starter's use, and yeah, it helps tremendously. Highly suggest using nothing thinner than this cord here. And yeah, if you do that, you should be good to go. And then also try not to go more than about 20 feet in length, because that also draws a lot of amperage on the starter. Just remember, don't push it too long and you'll be good to go. Okay, so all the controls are here to start it. You have your lever for your throttle, you have stop, turtle, and rabbit, and of course the stop is off, so if you leave it like this, it won't start. I usually try to take it all the way up to fast and then back it down a little bit. I don't like to run the machines at full speed right away. I like to let them warm up a little bit. This is your ignition key right here. If the key is not all the way in, it will not start, period. So if you're missing this key and you have a hole here for it, it won't start unless it's in. You have your primer bulb here, and it says up to 3 times pushing it. Okay, and your choke is down here. This has a run and a choke position, and it's a little tricky to see, but when your knob is facing the run, that's off, and when you're all the way down at the bottom, that is on. So we're gonna go ahead and leave the choke in the on position. We're gonna go ahead and prime it 1, 2 times. I'm gonna leave it at half throttle, and instead of pulling it over, I'm gonna show you. We're going to go ahead and plug in. Now this is 3 prongs. It's a 3-prong plug extension cord. This is a 16 gauge. We're going to just go ahead and plug it in. Now when we hit the button, we're only going to hit the button for a second or two. It should fire up. If it does not fire up, then we may have something wrong, but let's give it a shot. We're going to go ahead and take the choke off. Okay, so that pretty much shows how to start it. And if you want to do it manually, you're just going to go ahead and put it up about 3/4, like I said. Choke on. Now, I just ran it, so I'm not going to prime it anymore, but I left the choke on. Give it a pull. Okay, so that's pretty much how you start it, and as you can see, you may have seen the headlamp. This one actually has a headlamp. That's a nice feature to have if you're doing this at night. So up on the controls, we have, this is your drive handle here, and this is your auger engagement handle here. So when you engage your auger, my opinion is try to leave your auger handle always engaged until you see all the snow come out of your chute and it's disposed of before you let the handle off. And that is another reason why on the drive handle, when you put it in gear and you let go of your auger handle right now, it's going to stay locked in. And that is so you can use your left hand to control all the the knobs, your chute left and right, and also your, this is your transmission drive, but you're not going to move this until you leave your hand off of your self-propelled drive right here. So you're gonna let this up, that'll disengage your auger. I normally leave my arm on this handle at all times, just leave it running, and then when I need to shift, I just let off on the transmission, put it into your forward gears here, and then you have 2 reverse gears here, you have 1 and 2, and then you hit your handle to make you drive again. If you try to use the transmission while the handle is down, it's going to be very hard and it won't move very easily. It may go forward, but it's not going to come back, and you can ruin your rubber drive disc that's underneath it in your transmission. So just be aware that you do have to take off your handle for transmission drive before you shift your gears. You have your left and right. Now you're going to pull the button in here on your handle, and you have right and left, and then you have for your chute pointing direction, you just go forward and backward. You have to make sure your lever is pulled all the way in before you go left and right, and then when you let go of the lever, it'll lock itself into that position, and that's pretty much how you go left and right, and then up and down. So that's pretty much it for that. Now back here, we also have, it has a shear pin storage spot right here. Always keep 1 or 2 extra shear pins here. I'll put a part number for this shear pin for this particular machine up on the screen so you guys can see that if you need these. And these triggers here, these are very nice triggers to have. It's actually a self-propelled unlock system. So this machine self-propels with 2 wheels all the time. When you push your drive system down, you're going to self-propel forward. And when you self-propel forward, it's hard to turn the machine. So they give you these little levers underneath here, which is very nice because as soon as you pull up one lever, it unlocks that drive, and then you're able to easily turn it. It's good for when you're going to the end of your, ready to turn around. You're just going to hold one of your levers in and just turn all the way around. Let go of the lever. Once it starts self-propelling, it's going to lock itself into posi traction, which makes both wheels turn. So when the levers are out, it's just hard. They call this power steering to some extent, but you're just unlocking one wheel to make it so easy to turn, and then let go of it and it locks itself in. It's a very nice feature to have. And also this one has heated hand grips. And if you're wondering if your machine has heated hand grips, there's 2 things to look for. One of them is you're going to see wires going into your handle right here. And on the other side, this one has wires going up into the handle here. Now right here, there's a switch, and you have to kind of look underneath. But 0 or O, that's off, and then I, and that's actually on, ignition, whatever. That'll turn them on and off. And normally it takes a little while for these handles to actually warm up because it's just a slow process. And so it may take 5-10 minutes before you really feel them, but once they start kicking, you can really start feeling the heat. Very nice to have on this particular machine. I like the feature. What this is right here, you're supposed to have, it's a declogger handle, I guess you call it, and it just helps you unclog the chute when it gets clogged. This machine actually didn't have one when it came in, but this is sort of what it's going to look like. When you buy them brand new, you should have one of these come with it. Down here, this is they're calling this a 3-stage unit, and that means there's augers that are going this way. Normally there's 2 more augers on each side. There's an auger in the back, all the way in the back, that throws it out of the machine, and they're calling this a 3-stage. This is kind of like your icebreaker that brings it in. And I've had mixed reviews with these machines. I haven't personally used one in the snow, but this is what it is on this machine, and I will assume it should do a good job. If anybody has one of these, let me know in the comments how it's working out for you. Now there are shear pins on this auger assembly, and that's why they give you a couple holes up top of the handle to put your shear pins in. You should always have a few on hand just in case. If you ever have problems with it blowing snow and you're just wondering, geez, it worked great a minute ago, you might have went through some gravel or something like that, come around here and check. Now a lot of them only have the 4 augers like this. This is the 3rd stage where they have the auger sitting this way. Most of them face this direction, but there's a shear pin here, there's a shear pin back there, and there's 1 here. There's 4 on this machine. If you ever go through some gravelly areas and all of a sudden it just stopped performing the way it used to, check by just turning your machine off and then just grab your auger and just make sure it doesn't spin freely. If it rocks back and forth like that and stays stationary, that's great. If it keeps spinning, like if you spin these around, then most likely you shear the pin. You just have to find the hole, pop them through, put the new ones in, you're good to go. The other thing I want to show you, before you go out and use a snowblower, just get yourself a can of silicone, go down to your local hardware store. There's no need for a special brand, in my opinion. Just any kind of silicone lubricant, and you can spray it all inside. And do this every time you go out and spray it inside the augers, and it'll help the snow from getting clogged. Try to get in the back where it throws it out real good, and then in your chute up here, spray it all down in here. Now you do have to reapply every time, but it's a nice thing, and it'll help you from getting clogged a lot of times. You just have to take your time when you're blowing your snow out there. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for how to start and operate a Troy-Bilt Vortex 2490. This is a 24-inch path, 9 horsepower engine. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.